Greetings, everyone. I am Dr. Maggie McMenamin, president of Union County College, and this is Inside the College. It's a special edition of Inside the College, and it's our first ever virtual Inside the College. And I have a very special guest with us here for Inside the College. Actually, not really with us, but in his own remote studio, we have the chairman of the Union County Board of Chosen Freeholders, Alexander Mirabella. Freeholder Chairman Mirabella, welcome to Inside the College.
Well, thank you, Dr. McMenamin. It's a pleasure to be with you always, and it's a pleasure really to be on your first segment of this remote program. So I'm delighted to share some time with you and share some information as well.
Well, so much has been happening around the country, around the world, and certainly here in New Jersey and in Union County during the last 2 months, I'd say, and a lot has changed. A lot of people would say the whole world changed around us, but let's catch up. We're in the midst of a national emergency and a global health crisis, this coronavirus, this COVID-19 pandemic. Can you give us some information about how Union County has responded to the pandemic?
Sure. I mean, one of the first things we did was recognize that testing was going to be so critical in this whole, combating of the virus. And the more people that were tested, the better the community was going to be, that they could take the proper precautions to understand if they're infected, not infect other people, not infect their family, and, try to flatten this curve has been, what people talked about. So we set up the first county-run testing center at Kean University. To date, we've tested 12,186 people from around Union County and around the state of New Jersey, actually. It was set up for Union County residents, but we did also open it up to healthcare workers and first responders from around the state. And, we've had a great system that was set up. You had to be pre-approved through a process of some questions by a healthcare professional. So just anybody couldn't go there and be tested. You had to have some symptoms and qualify on some level. And, it's really proven to be a well-run facility, the model in the state of New Jersey. I'm very proud of our effort to put that testing center up and have so many people go through it. And, better information is, makes for better, people prepared to handle this. And, so far we're doing very well over there. So for Union County residents that need or feel like they have the symptoms and need a test, they can call 908-214-7107. For first responders and frontline health workers, they can call 908-373-5105, and a healthcare professional will go through a series of questions and determine whether they need an appointment, and then if they do, they'll get an appointment. So please take advantage of those numbers and get tested if you feel like you have symptoms.
Statewide, Chairman Mirabella, I've been bragging about our testing site, and we're thrilled that we have the first county-run testing site. Wish the circumstances were different. We were first at something else, but how did it happen? Why was Union County the first in New Jersey to set up a sorely needed testing site?
Well, I mean, first was the recognition that was the core thing that was going to get us past this problem. Second was the tremendous support we got from our state legislators. Our 3 senators that represent Union County have been just fantastic. Senator Scutari, Senator Cryan, and Senator Kane, all working bipartisanly to come up, give staff, make connections, work directly with our hospitals in the area to provide nurses that could administer the tests. And we're very fortunate in Union County to have the great support of our state delegation. That's the assembly members too. The freeholders came together quickly, and Kane made the site available. So really, it was that kind of team effort that pulled this together. And then I can't forget really the county manager Oatman, and Deputy County Manager Wagner, coming up with the strategy. Some counties put this program together and then really didn't have a strategy around it. And, people were lining up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and all the tests were administered by 8 o'clock, and just was not as well prepared. We feel like we were prepared.
Mm-hmm.
People had designated times to respond, and everybody got through the testing center. And so far, it's been really successful. So, I'm happy, and I'm also, Dr. McMenamin, very, very proud of the Union County College effort to support this whole process that we're in. I mean, you guys were, I think, first on the list of a college, particularly, or any entity for that matter, to say, hey, we have this extra equipment, we have this extra masks that we could donate, and it was a real pleasure to see that. Without being asked, you guys volunteered that, and it's been wonderful partnership with you and I directly, but certainly with our two groups. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. We've looked at it like it's all hands on deck. We truly believe at Union County College that we are all in this together. We can't do it without you, without your support and the support of your fellow freeholders, but especially during a global health crisis. Now's not the time for partisanship or bickering about anything. I'm so proud of our county. And when I go to our statewide meetings virtually, I'm always approached by other college presidents who say they're impressed with how we came together. They're aware of we do have a bipartisan delegation in the legislature, and the way you talked about it, everybody came together regardless of party to put this together in the best interest of our citizens. It's fantastic. So what happens now, though? How do we get out of this? We've successfully gotten our people to stay at home, to help flatten the curve, to reduce the surge. But how do we get out of this? Where do we go from here? What's the county's plan?
Well, I think we're taking a lot of direction from the governor, and he came out with a plan for reopening the state, and we're going to follow very closely those guidelines with a certain amount of days, with declining numbers. So part of it's a metrics, part of it's obviously tied to science and how that's all working. We're unlike some other areas. We're taking information from the experts, processing it, and kind of deploying it amongst the county based on what's right for the whole county. And some of these areas around the country at least want to open up too soon. I don't think that's the right approach. So we're really taking our direction from the state level. So I think it's day by day and a little bit at a time. I think it's going to be a real gradual emerging from this whole pandemic response. If we rush too far into it, we run the risk of having it reinvigorate itself, and I don't think anybody wants that. So we're taking a lot of guidance from the state, and we're so far made all the right decisions, and we continue to be in a position to do that.
Yeah, when we all wait for Dr. Anthony Fauci to get on TV so we could find out what the accurate information is about the science of this COVID-19, this coronavirus infectious disease, and get a better understanding of what we need to do. And I know that testing is a big part of that. It seems like in Union County, we have reasonable infrastructure at this point to support widespread testing, or we're getting there. We've at least begun the process. We're getting there. The contact tracing is another piece that I hear Dr. Fauci talking about, and Dr. Birx and the other experts, scientists on television. That's something that, frankly, we have concerns with at the college in trying to manage that contact tracing and how that would be handled, given the large groups of students and individuals that we have gathering in single places all over campus. Any comments or any thoughts on the contact tracing component of this recovery?
Yeah, I think from my perspective, from a county plan, I mean, we're kind of in a wait and see, kind of see what direction we get on that and how best we can do that. I know people are talking about, being able to trace who's been exposed and who they are exposing, and we're trying to do the best we can with that, but we're waiting for guidance and see exactly how that moves forward. But all in all, I'm proud of the county response. I'm proud of the college's response. I mean, the way you were able to, transform a classroom learning into a distance learning environment in, a matter of weeks or even a week. The fact that you supplied your students with laptops that didn't have them. The fact that you have a fund really designated and out there, and the foundation's been just a terrific source of revenue for that. I mean, to be able to give people some relief of paying their internet bill so they can take their online classes. I mean, the communication from your office has been top notch. I mean, I happen to be one of those people who look at everything, and I see your video updates. I've seen obviously your email updates, and from my perspective, the college is doing everything they can do. The county is doing everything we can do. We put together a zero budget for the first time since I was a young freeholder, let's say. We had a few years of a zero impact. We have a zero budget this year. We feel like that's a way to help our residents in Union County. So, we're doing what we can do as best we can do it, and,
Right.
with whatever information we have. That's kind of where we're at.
When you say zero budget, you're talking about zero tax increase? I just want to emphasize that if that's
Yeah.
the message.
Yeah.
Zero tax
Zero,
increase.
zero tax increase. I mean, the last 3 or 4 years, we've had declining increases. So less than the state gave us a 2% cap. We've been coming under that for the last couple of years. But this year, we all kind of decided this was the year we need to, whether it was sweep some vacancies, not fund some other vacancies, use a little bit more surplus, be in a position where we could, help our residents. We were able to do it, not without any ease. It was very difficult, and it will be difficult for the county manager to manage that budget. But we feel like it's the best thing for our residents.
Well, taking your lead, Union County College has a zero increase on our tuition as well. And we also are cognizant of the tremendous negative impact that this pandemic has on our most vulnerable citizens. And we just, took a look at our finances and said, this is the time to do it. But the only way we're able to do things like that is with the support from your freeholder board, and frankly, the support that we get from you in the chairman's role. So Freeholder Mirabella, Chairman Mirabella, I want to end this part of the Inside the College with a sincere thank you to you for your colleagues. Thank you to your colleagues on the freeholder board, and really thank you to the entire County of Union for your service to our citizens, and certainly your support of Union County College and our wonderful students. They're the future of our nation, and collectively our commitment to seeing them get a college education is going to make a difference and pay dividends for our county in the future. Thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us here this morning.
My pleasure, Dr. McMenamin. It's a joy of mine, as you know, to support the college, and I'll do whatever I can moving forward. So thank you.
Very good. Our guests for the first section of Inside the College, our first virtual session of Inside the College, has been Freeholder Chairman Al Mirabella, a great supporter of the college and a terrific public servant, elected official. We'll be right back after these messages.
Attend college elsewhere but want to take an affordable summer class to transfer the credits back? Union County College can help. We offer a wide variety of courses during our summer session. Use the summer class to stay on track or to get ahead. Register now.
Welcome back to Inside the College. I'm Dr. Maggie McMenamin, president of Union County College. In our second segment of Inside the College, and this very unusual Inside the College, an extraordinary one actually, because it's our first ever virtual Inside the College, we have a guest, a special guest is Vice President of Student Development, Dr. DeMond Hargrove. Welcome to the show, Dr. Hargrove.
Dr. McMenamin, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Okay, let's get started. We're here talking about the impact of this COVID-19 pandemic on the college and on our students. And our first guest was Freeholder Chairman Mirabella, and he talked about the county's response. Can you give us a brief snapshot before we talk about the future and the summer and fall classes? Can you give us a brief snapshot of what the college has done since the onset of this pandemic?
Yeah, I think one of the most important facets of the college's response was in its communication. And so as you see, our government officials, the way that they communicate with the public, that's of central importance. So in late January, we communicated with our campus community, our students, our faculty and staff, letting them know that we were monitoring the situation. That was the first piece of it. The second was the formulation of a COVID-19 task force. And that task force was charged by you to focus on the preparedness, mitigation, response, and recovery as it relates to COVID-19. So those were the onset, the first most important pieces that we focused on.
Okay. So the reaction to that, when the college went remote for remote learning and then to remote work, how'd the students react to it? What was the impact of it?
Right. I think working with the task force, we answered a lot of questions up front that we thought the students might be concerned about. And that is having access to technology was one piece of it, communicating what exactly is going on. Many of our students, they are, their friends and what they call their extended families are on our college campuses. And so how do you stay engaged? And we did that through our learning management system, which is a Canvas. And so part of that also was stemmed to the communication and how we conduct outreach with our students. So they were concerned, and I'm sure many of them still are concerned, and we're doing our best to communicate with them on a daily basis, through email, through telephone calls, through our calling campaigns. We also set up in the initial phase of COVID-19, we set up a hotline, and our campus main number is still operational and staffed. And so that communication is still focused. So that was the major piece that students were really concerned about. Who do I go to for help? And I think we addressed that issue.
How are students who don't have computers at home managing in an online or a remote learning environment?
Very difficult. And so what we did was, as a college, our board of trustees, they authorized the emergency purchase of over 1,500 laptops. And so we developed a laptop loaner program. And so that's on each of our campuses. Students, they have the opportunity to sign in and come in during a specific time to obtain a laptop. Now, the hardware is not the only issue. It's also Wi-Fi and having access to standard Wi-Fi. That was being assisted through some of the different companies, cable companies, but through our social worker, connecting our students with those different resources. So we did the best that we could to have those hardware items available for our students. And many of the students took very much advantage of it.
Okay, so now we're getting through the spring semester. What's the plan for summer? I know Union County College has about 10,000 students, but during the summer, we also get a lot of visiting students. So what is the summer plan for Union County College?
Well, we've already moved our first summer session to online. And so that took some coordination in moving students who were initially enrolled in face-to-face courses and moving them to online equivalent courses. And those who didn't have equivalency, doing outreach and making sure that they have a substitute course that will fit within their summer schedule. We're anticipating a large amount of students coming back from away, at least coming back to New Jersey from being away at college to take courses during the summer. And so we're assisting those students as well. And they all will have access to the loaner program and any other resources that we have. What we've done with our advising piece is we've moved advising to a remote delivery. And so now our students can also be advised remotely. And that is via WebEx, face-to-face, that type of face-to-face advising is taking place. So we've addressed that.
And WebEx
well.
is like Zoom?
Yes, it is. WebEx is similar to Zoom, which is a virtual meeting space. Absolutely.
So they're doing advising virtually through the computer?
Virtual advisement. We plan to have virtual financial aid councils with students and families. And we will also work our way towards a virtual new student orientation. This is just, this is new for us, but this is almost a blessing in disguise in terms of how we communicate and what we can offer to our students. So we're moving in that direction of being able to have face-to-face brick and mortar as well as an online presence for our students.
Now, I know that tutoring is an important component of student success, certainly at Union County College, but at every college in the country. How will the college, or how is the college, and how will the college continue providing tutoring services to students during the summer or during the fall semester?
And so we've also moved tutoring to an online delivery, working with our students. So students can access tutoring through the Canvas and our distance education program, and to access the tutoring that they need. And that is that peer-to-peer tutoring. So what we've done in the physical space, we've now duplicated it in the cyberspace, so to speak. So that is something that is still available for our students and will continue to be available for them to support them throughout.
Now, a lot of students are questioning now, should I go back to my four-year college? Should I pay all? I mean, you think about the tuition costs, in some cases, it's 5 to 10 times higher than the Union County College tuition. So why would a student pay that money if they're just going to sit at home in Zoom meetings?
Yeah, a lot of students go away for what they believe is a traditional type of experience. And so some of those costs, it goes into those experiences of maybe Division I athletics or huge study abroad programs or what have you. Those costs are built into that tuition. So they are paying a hefty amount. What we're seeing now and what we're reading a lot of is students may opt to come back home. And in terms of New Jersey, that would be a great thing for us because we have exactly what our students need in our community college in Union. And so we are anticipating students taking the opportunity to maybe not pay those absorbent costs. There is maybe no need. Those schools will not offer the room and board packages. And so we're looking for those students to come back home, and we're ready to support them when they do.
Good. I understand Union County College has not raised tuition for the fall and for the next academic year, the 2021 academic year. What kind of impact do you think that'll have?
I think that will be significant. Our tuition rates are locked in, and $214 per credit. And if you're coming as a full-time student, it's $2,640.50. And that is if you take 12 credits or if you take up to 18 credits, it's the same flat rate. And so I imagine that is going to be very attractive to families who are paying an amount of $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 per semester for their child's education. And so we have a quality product
for a year. 1 year, it's about $5,000, roughly $5,000 a year tuition.
Absolutely.
Sounds like a no-brainer to me. Close to home, safe in this environment with COVID-19, safe, close to home, and affordable.
Yes. Come back home. Come home. And that may be
Come
what we
back
see
home to
throughout
Union.
the nation.
What's the plan for fall for Union County College? Is Union County College planning on remote learning this fall or face-to-face for the fall?
Well, we can only hope for the best. We hope to be together during the fall, face-to-face, so that our students can experience the campus, experience one another. They treat our campuses as a second home. But in reality, we have to prepare for the worst. And that is exactly what we're doing. We are preparing to go remote if we need to. We are preparing to have a staggered structure, that is having maybe some courses online and some courses in person. If we do plan to have in-person courses, we always will look to the safety and security of our staff and our students, and we will follow whatever we have, the mandates that come from the government in terms of social distancing, any masks that we might have. So we're preparing for both. We hope to be together in the fall, but if not, we will be together remotely and virtually.
Some parents or grandparents, and maybe even some of our students, might be wondering now, if I send my kid, or if I send my student to a community college, how do I know those credits are going to transfer to the four-year college? So how does that manage? Do community college credits transfer to the four-year colleges?
Dr. McMenamin, that's a great question. And I know that a lot of students and families, they think the same. The credits at community colleges transfer to four-year institutions. We have specifically a transfer advisor who can make the connection assist the students with making the connection with their registrar at their home institutions, let's say, and decide whether or not those classes will transfer over and what needs to be done to have them transfer over. So that is definitely something that we offer. And these are college level courses. I think that is what everyone needs to understand. They are college level and they will transfer.
Good, good. Thank you, Dr. Hargrove, for underlining that fact. That's an important piece of information that we need the members of our community to understand. Our families, our parents, certainly, but ultimately it's a piece of information that our students and our future students understand, that coming to Union County College will help them save money, a lot of money that they can use and pay for their junior and senior year, or perhaps even pay off their graduate school with the money they save in their first 2 years by coming to Union County College. But these course credits that they take at Union County College are easily transferable to their four-year school. So great courses, terrific faculty committed to them, affordable tuition. And in this environment, during this national emergency and global health crisis, staying close to home and staying safe may be the deciding influencers in helping our local students choose Union County College as their college for this time. For this time, it may be the right choice for more and more of our students and more of our residents. Dr. Hargrove, thank you for taking the time to join us for this historic virtual Inside the College. We appreciate the work you do, the work that your staff does in supporting our wonderful students, and particularly supporting them during this global health crisis, this pandemic. My guests today have been Freeholder Chairman Al Mirabella and Vice President for Student Development, Dr. DeMond Hargrove. We've been talking about the COVID-19 pandemic and its impact on Union County and Union County College and our collective response to this pandemic. Please take care of yourselves, take care of your families and your neighbors. Please stay at home, follow CDC guidelines, follow guidelines from our governor. We will get through this together. God bless you all. We'll see you next time, hopefully live inside the college.